So on Friday, we discussed the area model, and we took something like 48 divided by 4, and we put it into a number bond. We said to ourselves, 48, what works as far as 4 goes with facts, an easy fact? Well, anything times 10 is the best way to start. So 4 times 10, or 4 times 10 is 40. That leaves us with just 8. Our distributive property allows us to divide 40 by 4, because that's my divisor, and 8 by 4. 40 divided by 4 is 10, 8 divided by 4 is 2, therefore my answer is 12. I know that 4 works with 48 and there will be no remainder, so that makes it a little bit easier. Then I took these numbers and I created my area model. 4 being my divisor, that's the one common thing I have. My 48 I broke into 2 sections, so I'm going to have 2 rectangles. One will have an area of 40, one will have an area of 8. When we solve for area, we always do length times width. We don't have that here, so we have to go backwards. 40 divided by 4, which is the opposite of multiplication, division. And we know that's 10. And then same story here. 8 divided by 4, which we know is 2. Add them up and you get 12. Standard algorithm style, we have 4 10s into 4 1s, or into 4 groups. 1 times 4 is 4. Subtract, and you have no 10s left over. Bring down your 1s. I have 8 1s to distribute. I do it twice. 2 times 4 is 8. There is no remainder. 12, 12, 12. Now we're going to look at area models with a remainder. So for example, I might be dealing with 37 divided by 2. I know automatically that 2 does not go into 37 because it is an odd number. So I'm going to take 37 and I'm going to break it up as best I can. Well, as I said, multiplying by 10, looking at your divisor is the easiest way to go. 2 times 10 is 20. What's left? Well, 37 take away 20 is 17. That doesn't work with 2. So I'm actually going to go one step back, which is 16. So I have 20 plus 16, which is 36, with 1 remaining. Now I say 20 divided by 2, 16 divided by 2, 20 divided by 2 is 10, 16 divided by 2 is 8, which gives me 18. Don't forget that little remainder, with a remainder of 1. Let's see if I'm right. If I make my area model, 20, 16, that's where I got my 2 parts from. 20 divided by 2 is 10, 16 divided by 2 is 8, and I have a little remainder. There's just 1, so there's only 1 box. We know that from multiplication area. I say 10 plus 8 is 18, with a remainder of 1. Let's check the algorithm. 3 10s into 2 groups just works once. I have one little 1 remaining, I know that. 1 times 2 is 2. I have used 2 10s. I have 1 10 left. I have to unbundle it, which gives me 10 1s, and now I have 17 1s. 2 times what gives me 17? Or 17 divided up into 2 groups? It's going to be 8, because 8 times 2 is 16. If I subtract that out, I have 1 remaining. You are seeing the same thing over and over again. I'm going to do it one more time for you, this time a little bit slower. And this time we're going to look at the problem 76 divided by 3. If I put 76 out here for my number bond, and I think to myself, 3 times 10, so we always go with tens, is 30. So I can break it up into 30, 30, 30, 60, and then I have 16 left. I know 3 doesn't work with 16, but I know it works with 15. So 30, 60, 75 with 1 left over. I know my divisor is 3, so each of these will be divided by 3. That one's hard to read, sorry. 30 divided by 3 is 10. 30 divided by 3 is 10. 15 divided by 3 is 5, which gives me 10, 25. But don't forget that remainder. Area model would look something like this. 3 is my common divisor. And I had 1, 2, 3 groups. So I should have 1, 2, 3 groups. 30, 30, 30, 30, 15, 15. 30 divided by 3, 30 divided by 3, and then 15 divided by 3. Distributive property. 30 divided by 3 is 10. 30 divided by 3 is 10. 15 divided by 3 is 5. But then we have our 1 remainder. That guy goes right there. 10 plus 10 is 20, plus 5 is 25, plus 1 more is 26. Ignore that last piece. That's not right. 10 plus 10 is 20, plus 5 is 25, with a remainder of 1. We can't add that on. That's not a whole piece. With a remainder of 1. And then, of course, with my standard algorithm, 7 into 3 groups, or 3 times 2, gets me close to 7. I have 1 10 left. I have to unbundle, make it 10 ones. Now I have 16 ones. Divided by 3, well, 5 gets me pretty close, with a remainder of 1. Same, same, same. See, even Mrs. Barnes makes mistakes. Feel free to watch this again and again and pause it at different spots to help you understand each step. I recommend doing it with me so that you know what you're doing. Pause it as you go. Also, pause it when you do your homework. It should help. Good luck.